never really been rewarded like that.
Of course, I don't blame her.
Standby B sound. Standby to
The
flash.
news at 6 starts right now.
Roll B sound flash. Anchors go to the L2. Standby camera 1.
Windy conditions continue through the overnight hours.
We'll
We
go
have a
clean.
severe weather
Hey, Monica,
risk
can you
Anchors are on the
check?
right side, marks on the left side.
In your area and analyze the
Both
threats.
anchors on the right side. Both anchors on the right
We
side.
are seeing that. We're seeing we've had a pretty good influx.
Show me anchors video, then we'll pull to show mark.
More than 2 years into the pandemic and more than a year after COVID-19 vaccines became available, the focus now remains
15.
on
Standby
staying
1 with
healthy.
X
When some
rolling.
people
Standby
could
to
get
tween.
another
Regular
booster
news
shot.
tween. 10 seconds.
JCPS sharing a draft of its student assignment plan. What
5.
it means for the school lottery, how the district will assign students, and when it would start.
Rolex tween. Micah Q. Standby to make your
Take a look
move.
at
Standby
this
weather
video. It shows
graphics.
a cloud of smoke. This is from a brush fire in Lebanon Junction.
Standby weather
WDRB
graphics.
Viewer Carol Warner sent this to us.
Mike
We've also
Hayden.
been told there are fires in Floyd County, Indiana, near Corridon Pike, and another at Wren Road. Firefighters are also in the Fairdale area on a fire near
Stand by to make your
Hillview
move.
Drive and Barracks Road. The sheriff's department there tells us several structure
And make your
fires are
move.
burning in Grayson County,
Show Mark.
north of Nolan
Where's
Lake.
Mark?
And Mark, firefighters are saying the high winds is what's really causing
Standby
the
weather
problem with
graphics.
containment.
There's two
And
issues. One is
dissolve
very low
graphics.
humidity, and
Camera
second,
1 go
as
to
you
corner
mentioned, is the
3D.
high wind, and it is very, very difficult to
Anchors
control a
can sit
situation
down.
when you have winds like this. Louisville last hour gusted at 52 miles an hour. Let me say that one more time. Louisville gusted at 52 miles an hour. Just to perspective that a severe thunderstorm warning is 58. This is an upper level wind advisory and close to high
So
wind
2
warning.
is on
but like I
Scott.
said yesterday, I think we'll come up a
And
little
we'll go
bit
to
short on
Angelo,
that. That's until
or
midnight.
Studio
Also
B
notice
on
we have
6.
a red flag fire warning for our south
All right, you
east
still got me
counties,
in there,
Washington,
Monica?
Marion, Taylor, Greene, and Adair.
All right,
But
sounds
as you
good.
just heard us
Okay.
mention, there's fire danger
Yeah,
everywhere
that's
because
good,
of the wind,
that's
and I
good,
just
thank
would
you.
not, I would not have open.
So
flame. I just
Richard,
would not.
for page
Here's where we
5,
stand on the
you'll be a
severe weather
2-shot,
risk.
and then you'll
You'll
pull
notice
for a
the Storm Prediction
3-shot.
Center made a slight adjustment in moving our western counties into the enhanced
When we
risk.
reset, no
Damaging
logo.
winds in an isolated tornado would be the
Ask
primary threat. Do I
Katrina-
agree on that? You know what? Honestly, if you're to ask me where the best
Or
chance
two, you may
is,
have to
I
shoot
would
that
say
title.
it's
I
gonna be
try
in
not to
western
see your hands and
Kentucky. If you're
whatnot.
asking our viewing area,
When
I
we
would
get there,
say
but
the
you're on
western
Scott
part of our
first.
area.
You're on Scott
And I would
first.
say you start to see a dip as it
We have
goes
so many
towards
people
around
out with
the
health
I-65
shit, dude.
corridor. So in that,
Camera 2 is
highlighting
on
west as a
Scott
better
after 3D.
opportunity is not necessarily a
Have you
bad
seen
thing.
Oh,
Notice
sorry.
some severe weather right now near
Sorry.
Paducah.
Never mind
Outside
then.
of
Standby
Louisville,
1.
winds are still strong, not
Dissolve.
quite as high as they were. but
Standby camera
we're still
2
at
on
81.
Scott.
We're still
Yeah,
at
3, you'll just
35,
get Hayden
and
after
we're
all
still
that's
gusting
over.
over
Sorry.
35 in Louisville, and the potential is
I
there
looked at
for
the
that to
camera
go
and saw you
higher.
over.
These are the
What is normally 2's
instantaneous
position.
wind gusts around
So
our
camera
area
2,
right
tilt
now,
down.
with the peak being Munfordville at 36 miles an hour. Briefly, looking at the timeline for these storms tonight.
Standby
I think we
2,
need to become
standby.
Much more weather aware as we go towards in Louisville between 9 and around midnight. Thunderstorm chances really come up. Some will be strong to severe. I'll go through the full
Standby
timeline
2.
with my analysis of the threats 10 minutes from now.
Take.
Check back.
Standby
Thanks, Mark.
6.
This week, the
With
Food and Drug Administration authorized a second vaccine booster for certain groups. WDRB
Standby
Stefan
6.
Johnson tells us who the FDA recommends should get that extra shot.
Take.
Stefan?
Standby
Right now,
A.
the target
Sound.
groups are older
With
Americans and people with
under.
chronic illnesses.
Rollies on take. Update your E2. Have them go to the right side. Stand by to lose super. Lose super. Stand by 6.
Are the people at the most risk. So we're looking at our elderly population.
Stand by,
and also
stand
people with
by.
weakened immune systems.
Take.
On Tuesday,
Stand
the
by
FDA authorized the
E3.
second booster dose for either
Stand by 2
Pfizer
dissolve.
or Moderna of the vaccines. The second booster is for anyone 50 years of age and older, and it can be taken 4 months after the first booster shot.
Dissolve.
The FDA also
Stand by
approved the
B,
second
number
booster
10 to
for
B.
immunocompromised,
Sound.
which includes
With-
transplant recipients.
Go ahead and give me the
cancer
next
patients, and people
bam
with
if you
chronic
can.
illnesses. Meanwhile, today, people
So he'll
in
go back to
both
his original
Kentucky
position.
and Indiana started rolling up their sleeves
E4 in the
and getting
stack.
the shots.
Stand by B. Roll B effect.
Well, I wanted to get it as soon as possible.
Stand by to lose
and be
super.
covered,
Lose
'cause
super.
I don't want to get sick.
Because a lot of
Stand by
times
super,
once
add
things are
super.
go at the federal level, it takes a few days to get it to the state level. I guess that being said, it's
Lose
really,
super.
there's no new process. It's just opening up a
Stand
new
by
group that
6.
can come
6
in
tilt
and-
down,
and
please.
get the vaccine.
5 away.
So I
We'll
guess
go
it doesn't
6
require
clean.
any wholesale changes on our part. That's why we were able to respond pretty quickly.
Stand by. Take.
Health officials
That was
say
not
even
the
if
out
you
cue.
didn't get
Stand by to
the first
add the name.
booster,
Stand by
you can
2.
Still, and you should get that second one.
Add
Even
the
if you
name.
have to mix and
Stand
match,
by
getting
2.
boosted is the best protection against the variants. Stefan Johnson, WDRB News.
Take. Stand by to make your
Stefan.
move. Stand by
This
one.
afternoon, JCPS released a more than 300-page draft.
And make
of
your
a
move.
student
Show me a
assignment
three-shot.
proposal.
WDRB's Katrina
Stand by
Nichols has
one
been
with her
combing
name.
through it. And Katrina, what have you learned so far?
Well, you guys
And
know, it's
take.
300 pages. I've only scratched
Have her look
through
at
the
one.
surface of
Stand
it.
by X,
We got
VO
it
under.
about 2 hours ago, but there are more details than what JCPS introduced early last week.
Roll X, take.
We learned more about the timeline of how long this process will take. The district
All right,
expects
stand by
it to
camera
start in
one,
the
clean.
2023-2024 school year and complete it in the 2028-29 school year. So certainly not an overnight change.
Stand by
There are also
one,
details
clean.
on how JCPS plans to make these changes
Take.
and ways
Stand
to
by
support
two.
the plan, which has a huge emphasis on the choice zone, which is predominantly West Louisville. Those students will now get the choice to either stay in West Louisville for school or choose to attend another
Stand by
school
two.
further from
Take.
home.
Stand by
So
one.
Katrina, what are some ways JCPS plans to support
Clean.
this plan?
Well, that's right.
Take.
Superintendent Dr. Marty
Stand
Foley
by
always talked about
E3.
this needing to be an
Stand by two,
equitable
dissolve.
approach. And one way of doing that is investing millions of dollars, primarily again in the West End. $15 million for state-of-the-art facilities,
Dissolve.
$15 million in additional resources
Stand
at
by
high-need
two.
schools, and then $12 million for racial equity initiatives and $12 million for additional student instruction time. There's also more details
Stand
on
by
ways
two,
to
stand by to take.
academically support these
Take.
schools as well.
And Katrina,
Stand by
I know it
one.
does change the boundaries somewhat. Dr. Folio talked about having choices closer to home. What else is in there?
So we now
Take.
have maps.
All right, we stay on
outlining
camera
boundaries and
one.
streamlined feeder programs,
Chad, I
which
need
we didn't
a
have
step,
before, but something else
single,
JCPS
double.
introduced this
Angela,
week
we
was
will
a
be
website
two
for
boxing.
parents to
Single,
look at.
double,
All you
three,
do
and
is type in
6.
your address and it tells you your current school options.
Give
and
me
then the
Skyline
option
and
under the
L1. Camera
proposal.
3, check your
Again,
returns.
it's a
Camera
lot
3,
of
check your returns.
information
We
in
will
this
be
plan,
two boxing.
detailing that and so much more. Our education reporter Kevin Wheatley has an article
Me
right
2A
now
in the
on
returns.
WDRB.com.
Camera
It includes
6,
a
go ahead and
link
show
to
me
the
both stacks,
300-page
please. Loosen
proposal
up. Camera
and
3,
the
straighten
map
up.
tool
Camera 3,
JCPS
straighten
is
up.
using.
Check your
We're
returns.
still digging through all of this, and we'll have even more online tonight. And
Stand by
at
three,
WDRB
stand
News
by.
10 and 11. Katrina Nickel, WDRB News.
Take.
All right, Katrina, thank you.
Stand
Looking
by.
forward to
ME2A,
learning
6
more
tilt
about
down.
that. The Kentucky State budget
Hold.
passed through both chambers
Stand by
this
two box.
afternoon after months of work.
Take.
WDRB's
Stand by
Monica
6.
Hawkins has been tracking the budget from the start, and Monica, lawmakers had some extra money to spend for the first time in at least a decade.
Take.
It's highly
Stand by
unusual
A.
for Kentucky lawmakers
Sound.
to have
Stand by to lose
extra
super.
money to
Have the
work
go ahead and
with.
move the anchors
And
back
both
to
sides
their new
nearly
positions. Lose
unanimously
super.
voted
Stand by
to
A.
give
Sound
their
with.
approval on the final budget. 3 representatives, though, did vote against it.
Stand by
All in
A.
all,
Sound
lawmakers
with.
in both chambers celebrated the huge 2-year budget.
Rolly sound take.
It is
Reset
just
L1
an
and 2.
amazing, size job to
Stand
do
by to
this
lose super,
large-
stand by B.
large budget, and there are
Lose
some
super, stand
very,
by to
very
add
good things in
banner.
here. As was alluded to this morning, I always say this is
5.
our moral document. This is where
Stand by
we
VO. Stand by
put
to add
our
banner.
money where our mouth
Add
is.
banner Mike Q. Stand
Put
by
their money where
B.
their
Number
mouths
11
are,
to
right?
B.
And as for what's in
Sound.
it, there's an
Under.
8% raise for state
We are
employees,
rolling, so we
fully
need to hold the
funded
graphics
pensions,
and the stacks,
money for
and Monica needs to hold for
workforce
pad.
development, and millions to various nonprofits. Chairman of the House's Budget Committee says it's in education where there's historic investment. He says about 52% of the entire state's budget is allocated for K through 12 and
Do it now.
post-secondary education. But the biggest criticism heard
Stand
in
by
both
B.
chambers,
Sound.
there's not a mandated raise for teachers.
Roby sound effect.
They know their
Stand by to
needs
lose
far better
super.
than
Stand
we
by
will, and
6.
They have control over each of those pieces. Of
Lose
their
super.
budgets.
Stand
The
by
schools are going
super.
to need to use
Add
that additional
super.
funding for so many
Stand by to lose
resources,
super.
for additional
Lose
computer
super.
equipment
Page
for
9
students,
is dead.
for
Page
perhaps
9 is
school
dead.
resource officers. That there may just not be any money really.
Stand by
for
VO
teaching
tag.
raises. We need.
Mike Q. Stand
The
by
budget
6.
still
Clean.
saves some
She'll need to
money.
hold for
Republican
pad.
leadership expressing pride
Camera
in the
3, truck right. Give me just
$1.75
LEDs.
billion
Stand by
left
6.
in reserve.
Take 6. Stand by
Next,
to
it
add the
goes
super.
before
Stand by
Governor
camera
Beshear.
3.
He'll likely veto some parts of the budget.
Tighten up
but when
3.
lawmakers come back for the final 2
Hold.
days of the
Tilt
session
up.
in about
Hold.
2 weeks, they'll
Add the
likely
name.
override
Stand by
any of
3.
Governor Beshear's vetoes. I'm Monica Harkins, WDRB News.
Take 3. Stand by
Thank you,
X.
Monica.
VO. Hold
The
for
new rule
pad.
of
Stand by
mental
X. VO
correction
with.
starts next week after several
Roll
deaths
X.
inside
Take.
the
That's
jail.
good on
Jerry
Monica.
Collins,
I'm
Chief
done
Corrections
rolling.
Director
Stand by
next
A.
week. He
14
says
to A. Sound
priority
under.
number one
Wait
is
3
stopping drugs
seconds.
from getting
Page
into
9
the
is
jail.
dead.
He says he plans to update technology to better catch drugs in the mail. Collins previously worked for Metro Corrections before leaving and running the jail in Clark County, Indiana. And he
Stand by
admits
A,
when
sound.
he left, he did not like the direction Louisville's jail was headed.
Rolly sound effect. Stand by to update. Stand by 2. Update. Stand by to lose super. We'll have a quick VO tag.
Very difficult time.
Lose super.
Pandemic and civil unrest. We might have lost our way a little bit.
Mike Q,
Colin
stand by
starts in the
2.
new role on April 4th.
Take, stand by B,
River Ridge
VO,
agrees to
banner.
provide $12 million for the expansion of a water treatment
Roll
plant.
B,
The
take.
River Ridge Development
Camera
Authority
2 is next.
approving that
Tease is
agreement with the
next.
city of
Sound on
Jeffersonville
X and
yesterday.
A.
Jeffersonville's North wastewater treatment plant needs expansion.
Love is 630
to keep
tween
up
in the
with
tees.
all the
630
Commerce
tween in the
Center's
tees.
growth. The expansion is set to cost the city about $36 million. So the city asked the industrial
Stand by
complex
2,
to
stand
pay
by.
a third of that.
Here comes the
Currently,
tease.
11,000 people work at River Ridge.
Take, stand by
An
X sound, stand by
American
flash.
astronaut and 2 Russian cosmonauts are back on Earth.
Blocks on flash.
People,
Stand by to 630
have
tween to
problem
A
on
sound,
Earth,
clean.
on orbit.
Stand by Scott's
we are
mic.
we are not like we are one crew.
Mike Scott, stand by
The
A
symbolic
sound.
mission despite ongoing political tensions.
Tween.
And at 6:30.
Roll A.
After over
Stand by to
80
fade to
years,
black.
the
Stand by a
rural
break
icon
master.
is saying goodbye. The reason Hadley Pottery says it just can't stay in business any longer.
Fade to black, roll your break. Good job, guys. Good job.
Sponsored